Hey guys, Shop Talk Podcast.
I'm a zero pro guy.
I did it, yeah. I ran a marathon.
The only crank screw?
Am I the town hero? 3 laps of that was just...
Okay. Hey guys, Shop Talk Podcast, episode 42. On the line, I got 2 short reads to run through here first, quick. As usual, brought to you by Dornhan Straw. They're looking for straw acres to bale this upcoming harvest season in the Red River Valley area to Thief River to Gonvick or anywhere in that general area. They'll pay you per bale in the windrow. Sounds like a good deal, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Contact Dylan Dorn at 507-696-1137 for more information, and also Dorn Trucking for all your step deck flatbed needs. And we also have new sponsor this weekend, the Kid. Jesse Hallstrom.
Strawberry blonde baby boy.
So North Star Floor Service, Jesse Hallstrom, owner-operator. He offers concrete floor resurfacing and polishing. If you're looking to have your shop floor smooth and dust-free and easy to clean, polished concrete floors are the way to go. Also, any small businesses out there, warehouses, restaurants, offices, needing floor cleaning, stripping, refinishing, or waxing, Jesse has the equipment for all of that also. Call or text Jesse at 218-689-7486 for more information. So, thanks Jesse and Dylan.
Awesome.
So, on the line today, we have factory KTM mechanic Kyle Defoe. How's it going, Kyle?
Hey, good guys. How are you doing?
Pretty good. Hey, thanks for doing this. We really appreciate it. I would say it wasn't on my bingo card to have a factory KTM mechanic on the podcast.
No, yeah, that's a pretty not very many of us out there, so no, it's a pretty good opportunity right now. I get to talk to you guys, and I follow snowcross and all that kind of stuff too, so I'm equally as stoked.
Yeah, no, I thought it was really funny actually that I seen one of your coworkers, Jay Dungy, was actually on one of the Pulp MX shows this week during your guys' 2-week break. So,
oh yeah, no, Jade loves the podcast. He's a professional talker, so he's perfect for it.
So Kyle, you're actually from Pembina, North Dakota, right?
Yeah, small town, about 350 people, right up on the Manitoba border there, North Dakota side. I'm about a mile away from the port of Canada, so yeah, way up there.
Yeah, we're mostly from Gonvick here, so like just southeast Thief River, like 40 minutes or so.
Yeah, okay.
Yep. So I'd done a lot of pipeline work, kind of from that Nietzsche area all the way to like Hallock. So,
yeah.
We'd stay in Cavalier, and that hotel bar would have bingo every other night. So
I love it. That is the most Midwest thing I've heard in a long time. So at the local bar.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Do you get a lot of weird reactions like in California telling people that you're from North Dakota?
Yeah, I usually get the do you have electricity yet? Or nobody knows anybody from North Dakota. I get that quite a bit. Or they're just wondering where they have no clue where it's even at.
Huh. From us being from Minnesota, we always tell people like northern Minnesota because you don't want to be mistaken with like a person from the cities. Is it the same way?
Absolutely.
Is it the same way from North Dakota? Like, do you tell people like eastern North Dakota or is it different?
I don't feel North Dakota's the same way. Like you said, you definitely don't want to be mistaken to be a southern Minnesota boy.
Yeah.
But California, North Dakota, I think it's pretty equal all the way across. So I just sum it up as the Dakotas. They can figure out south or north, whatever they want.
Oh.
So.
No, that's funny. I did have it written down here that Pembina, you can throw a rock and hit Minnesota or throw a rock and hit Canada.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. It's way up there, and there is nothing in that town.
No. So that's kind of a question here on how that is like pure farm country up there. So like, how did you get into dirt biking in being in farm country?
yeah, straight all farming and then government jobs. But I got into motorcycles when I was probably 6 or so. There was an old timer, Ron Fritz, super common name up in Manitoba, like MMA, Manitoba Motocross Association. He's probably about 75 years old about now. Now maybe a little less than that. I don't want to say too old, but and he invited my family to go up to watch him race up in like Morden, Manitoba, I think, and then my dad decided to get my older brother a motorcycle, and he raced for a month or so before I really wanted to get a bike, and then that literally just started a whole snowball effect from about the age of 6 to I raced till I was 18 at home under my parents' dime, and then realized how expensive it was to not have any of their money to go ride dirt bikes and just basic costs, even fuel to get to the race. And I just, I'd moved to Arizona at that time, and I realized that racing dirt bikes, I probably wasn't going to make it. So being a mechanic was the next best thing.
So
I really didn't know anything different my entire life. I thought I was going to be an architect at one point, and then I found out how much 4 years of college cost, and then I just didn't know anything else.
So when you were racing like up around northern Minnesota here, were you doing a lot of racing like District 23 stuff, or going up into Canada more? Or
yeah, lots of time in Canada, a lot of time in MMA, and then North Dakota had like the NDMA series, and then northern Minnesota had, it used to be called Fans back in the day.
Yep.
And then it went to DMC Motorsports, which Brandon Green's family, I believe, owns.
Yep.
Good people as well. And yeah, a little bit of District 23. That was a big treat if we got to go race there, because then you like ran into like, the Dungees or, so that was like big time if we went and raced District 23.
Like down to Little Falls or Staples or.
Yeah, exactly. We did like, I don't remember. Do you remember Fergus Falls Red Horse Ranch?
Yeah.
You'd race there in the winter time. I don't know if that was District 23, but yeah, that was big time too. But yeah, Little Falls, those type of places.
Like, did you ever get to ride it in Brooks? Like when they first started?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Brooks was like a daily driver for us.
Yeah.
Like we raced there, so I could probably still ride that track with my eyes closed. I don't know how much has been changed.
Well, they've been pretty good at changing it like once or twice every season so far, because they have some good equipment out there now to change it up. So we go ride there probably every other weekend when they have open practices.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was a good place. There's a lot of dirt in those back tabletops there.
Yep. It still is. Yeah.
So much.
What about Bagley County Fair? You ever hit that one?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Scarecross. I was always almost crashing at every single one of those fair races.
We just raced it this past weekend.
Oh, okay. They still do fair races.
Yep. Yeah. And then Bemidji Fair. The Bemidji Fair race is this next weekend.
Oh, okay. How are you guys going?
We might. They've really stretched the Bagley Fair track out, so it's actually pretty big now. But the Bemidji Fair is still really tight and really sandy.
Yeah, man, you never knew if you were making it out alive from the fair. Roseau County Fair, Thief River Fair. Oh, I think maybe one of the Kofstad boys would build the track, and they just did the best they could, but man, that was dangerous.
But yeah, I'm sure you hit, like the old OG Greenbush track and the Seven Clans Casino track. And
oh my gosh, that I could talk about memories from those places forever. Greenbush. Do you guys race the Greenbush track back in the day?
Yep. Oh yeah. Yep. That was where my first race was, on a PW50. Like I'd say 99, 2000. So we were probably at the races together.
Absolutely, we were at the races together. I was still probably crapping in my diapers and playing with toy motorcycles in the back, but for sure we were there together.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
I'm sure you remember the Eatons, like Jonathan Eaton.
Oh, very, very well. Yep, Jacob and Jonathan.
Yep. So I would always battle Jacob. We were
Oh,
we were the
okay.
two that battled together. So.
Oh, so you were a bit younger than me. I was in Jonathan's class.
Oh, okay. Yep.
And then it was like Cody Kofstad and shoot, I don't even remember any of the other guys.
Yeah, the Kofstad boys were always fast up there.
Yep, very fast. Oh, Eatons were so fast too, and they always had the sickest bikes.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I could talk for hours about green berms there, and they had a triple on the backside of the track that I thought was so big, and I just saw a picture of me hitting it the other day, and I'm like hardly off the ground.
No,
Yeah.
that is awesome. The local people are going to get a kick out of that.
Yeah.
That is pretty cool.
No, those are good times. Those are core memories in my life that nothing else will compete with, not even what I do now.
That is cool. So like, did you start off? Did you move down to Arizona for dirt bike racing, or what were you going down to Arizona for?
Yep. I moved to Arizona. So my mom was a school teacher, and really she told me, I couldn't really leave unless I had a plan to do something with my life. So I did go to MMI for about a year and a half, 2 years. And while I was there, I raced as well. And I made enough money to pay, most of my bills there. I raced like the local A class or pro class or whatever you'd call it. So yeah, I raced while I was in school. I went to school like 7 to noon, and then I was done for the day, and I could race in the night races or on the weekends or whatever. So yeah, I initially went to Arizona to MMI.
Okay,
A little bit while I was there.
Okay, broke up a little bit there at the end of the Kyle, but.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Yeah. So I initially went there to race, or to go to MMI, but I raced just here and there while I was there.
Oh, so on our last weekend's episode, I had said at the end of the episode we were going to have you come on for the next one, and I actually had one of your roommates from down at MMI message me, Casey Hulkren.
Oh yeah, Casey, he was one of my first roommates in Arizona. Yeah.
I said I could not believe that. What a small world, because Casey's like one of our top video filmer guys for the snowmobile circuits.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So we know Casey pretty good. And when he messaged me that, I was like just mind blown at the small world.
Yeah. What are the
Oh,
chances?
it is so like our even you guys are in snowmobiles or whatever, but just our action sports is so small.
Mhm.
So
But yeah, Casey had said that he'd got homesick and then he came home, but then he wishes he would have stuck it out. But that's how he found the video camera. So
right. No, I'm happy. I'm happy that worked out for him too, because it's not being a mechanic's not the most glorious thing ever, and he's so I'm happy he found his niche.
yeah, no, he's really good at it too. So then did you get into the industry right out of MMI, like doing privateer team stuff, or was it kind of hard?
Yep. No, honestly, I literally just was a creeper on Instagram, would find professional riders or, riders that looked like they maybe had some money for a mechanic, and I'd literally just message them and look for jobs. And one guy out of Utah, Bracken Hall, was my very first job in late 2011 season. The season was 2012. I moved to Utah and started working for him. They were a very well-off family, so I got to do all the races with him, and that was my very first mechanic job out of school. So that was a huge thing because, I got to every single race. We had a semi, you got to set up the semi. Like, you really got to learn the fundamentals and the core of a race team and what to do.
Yeah.
And, you know, that wasn't a forever job, but it was very important to find a job like that first.
Yeah, that's cool. You got to go to the races right away instead of just being somebody's like practice bike mechanic just stuck back at the compound.
Yep. No, exactly. Yeah. Practice bike guys I give them props because their job is so tedious of the same thing over and over again on their practice bikes. So that's a tough job.
Yeah, that is interesting. I thought it'd be almost the other way around, that you'd think.
No. Yeah, and I mean, they could probably say the same too, the practice guys. It's just once you get comfortable, like prepping your bike and working on it, it's super easy to make mistakes. And, you know, you're not as locked in as, say, I would be because I'm just a race mechanic. So I'm like super fresh every single time I work on the bike. Sure. And they're more of like just trying to get through the week, ready for the weekend.
Sure.
And it's easy to make mistakes and just, yeah, those guys are badass.
Yeah. So like before you went to Arizona, did you dabble into any snowmobile stuff? Any snowmobile wrenching maybe?
Mm-hmm. No, I honestly never got into it. I just didn't see that there was much of you know, a lot of those guys are farmers in the summer or whatever, they have different jobs in the summer, and I just didn't think there was much of a way that I could have made like a good living out of it. And I really, to be fair, I didn't know many people in snowcross then. I was good friends with like the Strag family.
Oh, yep.
And I'm sure Jesse could have found something for me. And then the Christian family, good friends with them. We raced with them at Fans and DMC a lot. So yeah, I just never was raised around snowmobiles enough to even have an idea of what that really took to be a mechanic for that.
Sure. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, Logan Christian was always really fast back at those races back in the day too. So. Yeah,
Logan was very good. Yeah, he always had the best equipment too.
What a weird career path that could have been if you would have like went to go help Logan with his snowcross stuff.
Yeah.
yeah, no kidding. Yeah. So was it hard for you to leave North Dakota at all? Like to go pursue motorcycles, or like that was your passion? That's just like where you had to go. Yeah, I mean, it was my passion. That's where I had to go, but that was like single-handedly the toughest thing that I ever had to do in my life was to leave everybody. And I was 18, fresh out of high school. Like I had no clue what the world, anything in the world. You're so sheltered. And then I pretty much just loaded up my truck and drove to Arizona. And, you don't have any friends for a long time.
Yeah.
But yeah, that leaving that day, I can remember everything like yesterday. It was one of the hardest things that I ever had to do was leave that day. But really, if you look back the couple weeks following that was the best decision anybody could ever make. There's nothing in that little town.
Yeah.
For me.
Mm-hmm.
So.
That is hard.
Mm-hmm.
Could you guys imagine just leaving Bagley or Gonvick here?
Well, I went to New York for
I suppose you did.
a few years, but that was different.
Yeah.
It's not like I was, going by myself, be alone.
No, but still hard. Like everybody you knew and back home, like you're not going to see them for a while.
Yeah, right.
So, and then by the time I go back to my town and see everybody's grown up and also left. So the odds of seeing any of those people again are so slim.
Huh.
So that part's tough, but they're on their own life path and I'm on my own life path. Everybody gets it.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. And for where you're at right now, it was well worth it.
Oh, absolutely. No, at 100%.
So like it looked like I kind of creeped on your Instagram a little bit, Kyle, just to get some notes here. It looked like you kind of bounced around from like privateer team to privateer team from when you started all the way up till 2017. You started with Cycle Trader Yamaha.
Yeah, yep. No, I did a lot of, kind of before you establish yourself as a good mechanic in our sport, you bounce around a lot. A lot of the financials are pretty unreliable from the riders, and they don't know what's happening with their money, and they're not going to pay you first. So, you bounce around a lot. That's also, I wouldn't change any of those steps for anything, because again, I got to do a lot of crazy stuff. We used to have to drive like a toter all around the country, and into the races, and just that whole learning curve before you become a kind of spoiled factory mechanic. That whole learning curve, I think, is so important. But yeah, no, I bounced around for I was with Michael Lee, Austin Politelli, Kyle Partridge. I worked for Josh Hansen for a while.
Yeah,
Concepts for a little bit. Like,
you did some step up with Josh Hansen. Is the picture?
Yeah.
I seen.
Yeah, we did that. There's that year they had Olympics. They're like not Olympics, X Games. They were like World X Games, and Josh was in step up and best whip or something. So I worked for him during that, which that was like a big breakthrough with like a high level guy. That was one of my first big dogs that I got to work for. So that was a cool experience. Didn't ride a whole lot, just did a lot of whips and wheelies down the road, but that was really cool. And then Star Husky, so I still see him every day.
Oh yeah, I suppose, yeah, with him being kind of a test rider, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's in and out of the shop every day, so that's cool. And yeah, I mean, just a lot of bouncing around in the early stages until you kind of you prove yourself. You show up every weekend. You got your shirt tucked in. You act professional. And then I got that Cycle Trader Rock River Yamaha job. Christina Denny hired me. I started the season there for Tommy Hahn, I believe. Yeah, Tommy Hahn. And then he got injured, and I went to Alex Ray.
I had that. Yeah, I pay attention to all the podcasts and everything, so I've gotten to know Alex Ray just through like Pulpamex and Swap Moto Live.
Oh yeah.
Like, I'm sure you got some good Alex Ray stories.
Oh man, I replaced a lot of parts during Supercross with Alex Ray. We bent a lot of handlebars and subframes.
Oh God.
So no, but that was cool too. That whole getting to work on, at the time I thought that was like the coolest thing ever, working on a team like that. And then shortly after that team, actually, me and my wife, I would say we were 90% in. I got a call from, I think it was Cody Kofstad. He's like maybe an engineer up at Polaris. They needed a validation tech in Polaris snowmobiles. And so Polaris flew me and my wife up there and did a job interview, actually. And my wife started looking for a house there. And we almost moved to Roselle, Minnesota. She was like going around to the coffee shops, introducing herself. And I showed her what like a hockey rink was, and she's never seen that before.
Huh.
Oh, because is your wife from out there then?
Yeah, she's from here, Temecula, California. So,
I bet she never saw snow before.
No, she hadn't seen any of that before, and like, people were like nice and would talk to her, and she loved that. She kind of does have like a small town heart. Like, she's pretty a very nice person, not so stuck up. So she fit in there perfect. And then I got a phone call from Mitch Payton, like I think as I was flying home or something, and needed a mechanic, and I pretty much just said screw Polaris.
Oh.
And I wasn't gonna pass a circuit opportunity.
Oh, so that's I had that question written down on how that came about. Like, if it was a a job opening, but Mitch actually called you. That's pretty cool.
That's
Yep.
insane.
Yeah. No. It literally, like I was just saying, like the longer you're got your face in the industry, like people are gonna notice you. And yeah, Mitch called, and I went down the second I landed. I went in for an interview, and I signed a contract right there. And then about a week later, I got a call from Polaris that I got the job there.
Oh, no.
So I had to turn down the Polaris job and work on dirt bikes still.
That's funny. We're actually going up to Roseau in like 2 weeks here for the Polaris 70th anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, it broke up again there, Kyle. It's really you got a little lag going to your.
Oh shoot. Yeah, I'm in my yard, and I am in a hole back here.
Yeah.
Try to get to the top of an edge.
Is it really bad?
No, you're really good for a stretch. But are you like, I picture you circling around your yard, and like every once in a while you get in a patchy spot.
I'm walking around. I don't have a pool yet. I'm walking around in a circle in a baby pool that I have because it's about 110 degrees in my backyard.
Holy shit.
So.
Yeah, we have a buddy that's at Sturgis this week, and he said, yeah, it was 105 there.
Oh, miserable.
Yeah.
But no, it sounded like it was a real like grassroots start where you're just messaging people on Instagram, and then just word of mouth took over.
Yeah, then
and
all
you get
of a sudden freaking Mitch Payton calls you.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah. No. Very, very grassroots. Like nowadays in our sport, there's no mechanics, so a lot of like first-time guys are getting hired on at factory levels, and they don't really know much. So, yeah, like starting from at the absolute bottom, ground zero was the best way to do it. But it took 13 years to get here from there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that was a tougher path, but I wouldn't change it for anything.
That is unreal.
No, it's awesome.
So, like, being that Mitch asked you about the job, was it is he as intimidating as they talk about him sometimes? Like, whenever you go into his office?
Yes, absolutely. He is a genuine good person, but I don't know why he comes across as so intimidating right away. But you could be sitting in his office and he's just staring at you, and you think that like he's about to say something to you, and then he'll start talking. Well, he's got his headphones in and he's talking on his phone, but you don't realize that. So you just think he's talking to you, but he's not.
Oh, man.
So no, but yeah, he's initially a pretty scary guy. But honestly, he's got a big heart, and he's a softie. Hopefully he hears that. No, man, and you know, Mitch's family, his wife is from Mille Lacs Lake.
Yeah.
So she's from Minnesota. So we kind of bond over a bit of the Midwest. He loves to fish. So we get it well. We get on well over topics like that, hunting and fishing. And
so his wife is from Mille Lacs. Okay, because I had heard that he had a cabin on Mille Lacs Lake, and I was like, how the heck would he ever find that being in California? But that makes sense.
My wife is from there. So
that is cool. So you started off working with Martin Davalos with Pro Circuit.
Yeah.
Was that?
Yep. 2018 started with Martin. That was really cool. We had a really good season going for the very first couple sessions of the first race. Martin, you know, I don't like to like make an assumption, but he was literally set to win a championship that year in the lights class.
Yep.
And you know, fastest qualifier all day, won the heat race by a long shot, and then went into the first corner, and somebody just didn't stop, and it broke Martin's neck. And which thankfully he's okay from it, and life goes on for him. But that was pretty much career-ending injury right there. And you know, he struggled with it for the next year or so, and that pretty much ended that with him. And then I went to, I think after Martin maybe got hurt, I went to Garrett Marchbanks with his rookie debut there. Number 182. Yeah, I think that was correct. And worked for Garrett for, I think, the second half of an outdoor season.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yep. And then they signed McAdoo after that, and I worked for him for 3 years at PC.
So
and that was an experience.
Sorry. You were with him there during his Atlanta crashes.
Oh, was I ever? I was there. I was there for every single one of Cameron's crashes.
Oh my God. When he slammed into the face of that over-under and came over the top, like, I thought the worst. It was the most unreal crash I'd ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of mechanics like to go back and watch the races to see like better things, but I have such bad PTSD from that whole trip to Atlanta. I think it was like a 3-race series we did, 3 races in a row?
Yeah, it was during the COVID stuff, so it was all chunked up.
Yeah. So we had a lot of big slams in that week, and I just have PTSD from that whole week of racing.
He came over to you guys because then they red flagged the race, and then he jumped back in, and you guys were working on the bike. It was just totally mangled.
Yeah, and I told Cameron that I didn't think he could race because typically I never knew the rules didn't say this, but I guess you can race even if you cause a red flag.
Yeah,
and the doctors were right there, so he passed concussion protocol. So really, there was no rule of why he couldn't race. It was definitely not safe. His throttle cables were both snapped. Like,
jeez.
His helmet had clearly taken a large hit. So if anything, we should have had a different helmet on.
Oh my!
There was just the subframe. The bike was every part that you could ruin on that bike was ruined.
Jeez.
Like the engine was still in one piece, but nothing else was in. Like I had to get a shipment of parts that week for those crashes.
Wow.
Because the semi didn't even stock enough stuff.
Damn.
Oh my God. What do you do? Just take it apart piece by piece and just salvage what you can and build a new one, or what?
Yeah, because that was the main event. So there was no racing going on after that. So yeah, the bike just came completely apart. And say engine got shipped home just in case, the cases were stretched or if something had happened from the huge force in the engine. And then the frame surely was bent and subframe was ruined and swing arm bent. Wheels were still circle. But yeah, triple clamps, just the forks, everything took such hard hit. Like you pretty much threw it away and started fresh.
Oh,
wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I just started fresh again for, I think it was like a Tuesday race, Saturday, and then Tuesday again maybe. And yeah, I just started a brand new fresh bike for that. And then I'm pretty sure on that day he cartwheeled the bike too.
Yeah, he did. And I think in practice he did.
Yes, in practice, and absolutely crushed the back end of the bike all the way into the rear tire.
Oh, no.
So, and then when that happens in practice, you got the rest of the day to race, and you replace parts, but like you're hoping that like some bolts aren't fatigued or cracked or something you overlooked because you're in a rush to get it ready for the next session. But yeah, I mean, it held together, and Cameron's a freaking badass for what he pulled off there.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
So, that was one of the most eventful weeks and races in my career.
I'll have to go back and watch that when you guys were working on the bike when you crashed there, because at that point I didn't know of you that you were from Pembina working for Pro Circuit, so it'd be kind of.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, that bike was just taped together, and and I think he got like second or third then in the main.
Yeah,
with the Leica.
Yeah, There was
That was
definitely
crazy.
a lot of controversy after that week on if he should have been racing or not and causing the red flag.
Yeah.
So you got a lot of
There was
publicity
a
that
lot.
week.
Yeah. Publicity is good publicity. I'll take it.
Yeah.
But I'm happy it turned out how it did. It could have been way, 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 way worse.
Mm-hmm.
What was that? You want to repeat? You kind of cut out again.
I'm happy it. I'm sorry. I'm happy it turned out how it did. That could have been way, way worse.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
for
for
sure.
sure. Yeah.
But yeah, that was.
So you got wins with, did you get a win with Martin?
No, we never. I don't even know. I may have gotten a couple podiums with him. That same year that he had broken his neck.
Yep.
I think maybe he tried to race a little later on in the season, and then started racing the next year, but just he was never the same.
Sure.
And I think I got a few. Oh, you know what? I did it. I got my first ever win with him at Nashville, 2019.
Mm.
Yeah, first ever win with Martin. That was his last ever win. 2019 Nashville, the first year that we had went there in a long time. He won by quite a long ways, and then the last lap was like rolling around, taking it easy, and there was a set of whoops right before the finish line, and he almost crashed. And he got back to the podium, and I just started yelling at him because I was so mad that he was doing that on the last lap. But no, Martin's a good dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. First win, and then maybe a few other podiums with Martin that year, 2019.
And then three or four wins with Cameron.
Yeah. I think maybe three wins with Cameron, a handful of podiums. One of my favorite wins was Daytona 2021. Cameron won it, which Daytona's always a cool race to win because you're on the speedway and you go do burnouts, and it's just iconic podium. And 2021 won Daytona with Cameron, and a few other races, and maybe a Triple Crown. Triple Crowns aren't as cool to win because there's never actually like you won the race.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You just won a group of races, but the podiums with Cameron, which was crazy. I never dreamt in my little Pembina days that I'd ever be on a podium at Supercross.
Yeah, and you worked on the bike that made the win happen. Yeah.
And the cool thing at Pro Circuit, no other team does it now, but at Pro Circuit we built our engines. So and we didn't have a designated engine guy to build them. We timed our cams, we measured pistons, we built cranks, we measured heads, like every single piece was measured each time, and that was something that we had to learn to do there.
Yeah.
So that kind of brings up a question, like being the mechanic that you are, like you're doing suspension, engine work, all that stuff?
At a factory level right now, no. It sounds bad, but we're just glorified parts changers. We do like we're a little bit psychologists, little bit glorified parts changers, and then we have engine guys and we have suspension guys there. But with that being said, they're not those type of people. They may think they know what the rider wants, but we have a much better connection with the rider because we're with them all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So we can decipher, when we debrief after a session, we can decipher what the rider is saying and then what the suspension tech thinks he wants to help that. And so we need to know a bit about suspension.
Mm-hmm.
But really on a factory level, you just make sure 150% sure that your chassis everything is good to go on it. So, there's a few people. We got electronics guys that work on the bike.
But
There's only one mechanic on the line.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, I suppose with being with Pro Circuit and diving deep into the engines and everything, that was quite a learning curve too.
Yeah, that added a whole nother stress pile to when you're racing. You build the engine and it goes through and it stays on the dyno for 20 minutes or so just to make sure it's good. But there's always that slight possibility that once you get to the race, you did something wrong, or and the dyno might look good, but actually the valves were kissing the piston and you didn't really know. And,
Yeah.
there is still that added a whole nother stress level to that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I can't imagine. That's what I think when I listened to that podcast with Jade. He said he is happy that he's not doing you guys don't have to do the tires. Just leave that up to Dunlop. One less thing.
That goes to exactly. Yeah, Dunlop. No, they're so good to us at the races, and we run a moose bib in the rear, so those are definitely a struggle to put on. So I'd rather them do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know our jobs aren't that hard really as a factory mechanic. Just a lot of hours and time away from your family if you have one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But that had been cool getting those wins with Mitch and Pro Circuit, and then like seeing them on the outdoor series this year with getting their 300th win. That like you kind of have a few in that list. Yeah,
no, it's really cool, and like I said, I get along so well with Mitch, and it's such a small community at High Point when they got the 300th win. Like everybody, goes over, kind of celebrated with Pro Circuit, and it just feels good to have a relationship with Mitch and kind of go over there, help yourself to his beer cooler, celebrate with them, and then you got to get back to it because everybody's wide open and busy, and back to the grind.
Mm-hmm.
No, for sure. So then 2022 was Pro Circuit, then 23 you'd switch to KTM. Why the switch there?
Yeah, so at the end of 22, Pro Circuit was about an hour drive for me. Me and my wife have a house in Menifee, and we were not looking to move up to where near Pro Circuit is. So it was quite a bit of a drive. It took probably going there and back probably 2 hours out of my day.
Mm-hmm. To go just like a couple miles in California traffic?
No, it's not that bad. It was probably 32 miles each way. So yeah, really it is kind of bad actually.
I was doing the math on that.
Yeah. About 40 miles an hour. Yeah.
Oh jeez.
But so I was really just looking, and Mitch is really a satellite team. He's not a factory corporate team, which he is factory, but he's like a Star Yamaha or a Geico Honda was. Like they're kind of a side team to the factory team.
Mm-hmm.
Full factory support and everything. But when you work for somebody like that, you're typically 1099 or an independent contractor.
Oh, is that how that works?
Yep. On some of those level teams, you typically are, and there's pros and cons to it.
You cut out again there.
So you can hear me?
Yep. Oh, yeah. You were totally gone there.
Yeah.
What's that?
Oh, you totally broke up. We didn't know if we lost the caller there or not.
But yeah, so there were pros and cons to that situation, and it was just time to make a change and work for a company and be an employee.
Mm-hmm.
Hello?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There we got you back, Kyle.
Hello?
Hello?
Oh,
Can you hear us?
technical difficulties.
Hello?
Yep, we got you.
Maybe.
No.
Can you hear us?
Hello? Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Keep making circles until we'll...
Are you guys moving around?
No.
We are sitting still.
We're sitting here at the table.
Hello?
Yeah.
These damn satellites.
Yeah, no kidding. They're moving.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Are you sure you guys are around?
No,
No.
we're sitting. We're sitting,
We were sitting still.
But yeah, no.
There you
at
go.
Pro
Now you
Circuit,
You want to stand right there?
yeah, no. I promise I won't move. I'm
Oh.
under an umbrella, so I got out from it a little bit.
Okay.
You got me still?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we got you.
Yeah. So yeah, it was just kind of knew I was gonna be, my family was gonna be expanding, and it was an employee for a corporate team is just all around better.
Yeah,
Mhm.
benefits and everything.
You know,
and-
yeah, exactly. Like we're hourly employees at KTM. You know, benefits and just they're super family oriented. So your quality of life there is super high. And, you know, if you need to leave or buddy is there to help pull your weight. So that part was huge. And it's like 7 miles from my house. So I just ride my dual sport to work.
Oh, that's pretty damn
Like
nice.
pretty mellow.
Mhm.
Yeah. And they give me 2 dual sports a year. So it's like just stuff like that is like that's pretty big stuff, but like just some of the small stuff and the way that people treat people there, and it's just a really good place to work. So I got asked, Marvin Muscan's mechanic, Frankie Latham was stepping away from being a mechanic, and I just kind of got approached at a test track one day, and I went in for an interview, and I really couldn't pass up that opportunity either. And it was about time. 6 years at Pro Circuit is about the time frame to be there. So it was time to leave there and go to KTM.
Huh? No, that's cool. That's like if you just show up on time and do good work, like the you can move up the ladder.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and you just have to be persistent. You have to stay in it. You know, a lot of guys get deterred from it when they have a tough season or money gets tight. Like if you just need to keep your head in it, and it's all gonna work out for you because the industry is so small.
Sure.
Mhm.
Yep. So then, when you started with KTM, what were you hired on to do?
I was hired on at KTM as a motor and race mechanic.
As a what
And
mechanic?
Marvin
As-
Muscan.
Oh, okay.
It's race mechanic, yep. And then we raced about 2 weeks before I started there. I got thrown into the deep end. I went to Austria to our headquarters, Mattighofen, Austria, and I built Marvin a bike. We raced Paris Supercross. And then we came back home to train for our Supercross season. And we raced Anaheim 1, and he got hurt the week after Anaheim, and that was the end of his career.
Oh, okay, sure. So I see where.
Yeah, very short-lived program with Marvin.
Sure.
But yeah, then after I left Marvin, I kind of went as so corporate teams always, or bigger teams always have an in-house guy, or like we own like a test mechanic or like a helper. And I stayed in-house as a helper and went to the races as a helper. And then, you know, if there was any testing to do or anything like that, you kind of just pull the extra slack or the crap that the mechanics don't want to do.
Sure.
So I did that for the rest of that Supercross season. And then we needed to change some things around at KTM. So Carlos Rivera, like Ryan Dungy's mechanic and Cooper Webb's mechanic, he needed to step up to a crew chief position. So that left us with no mechanic for Cooper Webb for outdoors. So it was easy. It's super easy just to throw me in there because I'm already there. I already know the bike. I already know the person.
Yeah, so it worked out pretty good then.
Oh, did we lose him again?
Yep. Ending up the 2023 outdoors.
You totally cut out there. We missed a big chunk there.
Oh,
God damn it.
But going into it with Cooper Webb is where we kind of cut out. Oh, no. Hello? Dang it.
Did we lose him? Hello?
Hello?
Goddamn technical difficulties.
I promise I'm standing in one spot.
No, we got you now.
Okay, I'm gonna stay right here now. But yeah, I went. Carlos Rivera stepped up as the crew chief,
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
and then it was easy just to kind of shoo me in to work for Cooper for 2023 outdoors.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I worked for Cooper for the first 4 rounds of outdoors, and then he had his little whatever the situation is where he kind of fell out with KTM.
Yep.
Then I went back as a test guy, kind of helper, whatever the same thing I was before. And I really enjoyed that position. I like to learn more things than just working on my bike.
Sure.
You know, you get to do a lot of electrical work or just logistics and stuff like that. So I really enjoy that position. But yeah, so I went back to that. The next season came around. There was Gas. We're all the same company, pretty much the same thing. Our bikes are pretty much the same. There's different colors. And so then I went in as Jorge Prado's mechanic for 2000. Oh shoot, I might be a year off here. 2023 outdoors. No, that was just this year. 2024 outdoors.
Okay.
Gosh, that's crazy. Or 2024 Supercross. Excuse me.
Yep.
Yeah, for Jorge Prado for 4 rounds. And that was just kind of a one-off deal. We knew that was the program coming in. So yeah, I kind of just get I'm like a little bit like the team bicycle. Everybody gets a ride.
Did you like that position though of just working kind of out of the shop because you're a part of the team and everything, but then you don't have to go traveling to all the races?
Yes, exactly. Yep. You're home with your family a lot more. You still do get to go to the races, but like you fly in Friday, fly home Sunday, whereas the mechanics, we fly in Wednesday or Thursday and fly home Monday.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gone like 5 or 6 days, and the helpers are typically just there 3 days. So that was nice as well. But yeah, I mean, and a lot less stressful.
Yeah, I can imagine. Totally.
How was it working with Jorge Prado with the MXGP world champion?
Jorge's cool. He's a really, really nice, laid back, soft spoken guy. Europeans typically never ride or race Supercross, so him coming into Supercross was like very unheard of.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody ever does that. So, it really shows his natural talent that he had and how good he is on the bike. But it was a really good opportunity for both of us getting to work with the gas guys. You know, I know quite a few of those guys from Pro Circuit days as well. And their shop's about 2 doors down from our shop. So it was all it worked way too well for me to be like the fill-in mechanic in all of these riders.
Mm-hmm.
So but it's tricky though, learning, you know, you got to learn a new rider so fast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And, you know, sometimes it all gets blurred up. You know, Cooper could like his clutch lever one way, and then I get that mixed up with Jorge. And that was the hardest part, is remembering what every single guy wanted, because they're all so particular.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, I want my half waffle grip turned this far and not this
Oh,
far.
my God. You wouldn't even believe it. Yeah.
So then you got thrown in to be Sexton's mechanic for the last 3 Supercross races of this year.
Yeah. So there was a misfortune there with Chase's old mechanic. Brandon, I love that guy to death. So I have nothing bad against him. And he's actually just picked up a new job at Cowie. I think he's going to be working whenever they release that for a rider at Kawasaki now. So he's back in the trenches again.
Breaking news here on the Shop Talk podcast.
Yeah. So Brandon's there. But yeah, so I got thrown in the last 3 rounds with Chase. They pulled me and had a little meeting, and it worked out way too well again that I was just test guy free. I could help him out, and now it's kind of turned into a long-term mechanic position for Chase. So I'll be with Chase the rest of his contract at KTM, and we're gonna try to keep the ball rolling.
Cool. So like when you did get thrown into being Sexton's mechanic there, you were kind of in the news of like the of the motocross industry. Like there was newsletters out and whatnot that you were going to be stepping in, and like, do you guys, how much attention do you pay to like the motocross media to be like, oh man, there's an article about me and stuff like that?
I think some, I can't speak for the other mechanics because I think some of the mechanics are very interested in themselves. But
that's one way to put it, I guess.
Yeah. I am the most, it sounds bad to say because I work for one of the best guys in the world, but I'm the most out of touch person of our sport ever. I don't go on Vital MX or I don't go on those websites and like look up what the news or the gossip is because frankly, most of it's gossip and they just want a reaction or a little bit of a clickbait out of somebody. So the second I leave work or the second I leave the racetrack, I don't follow our sport. That sounds so bad to say, but I don't follow it.
Yeah, no, that was a question that if you guys like, because our snowmobile industry is so small that like whenever news comes out, we're always listening to it or watching it if it's about us or someone else. Like if you guys listen to like any of the dirt bike podcasts or you're so deep into the industry where like, I work motorcycles, I don't need to listen to motorcycle podcasts.
Right. Yeah. And there is probably some outlets that have good information, but we being in such a small industry, we typically hear about it or know what's going on months before any of it happens.
Sure.
Or before it comes out publicly. So yeah, I've been doing it long enough to where I can compartmentalize and separate my home life from my work life. And I think that's a huge part of like the length of your career in the sport, because if you're so submerged in something and you burn yourself out so fast, then it's not fun anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. The balance is key.
And I think it's funner. Like I probably follow snowcross more than some of the snowcross guys because like I have friends in the game that I really care about. So that's like a different racing culture. So that's more important to me than following my sport.
That is funny.
Yeah, it makes sense though.
Yeah.
You're probably right. It's probably better just overall for long-term like mental health and burnout and everything like that.
And there is some stuff that's like probably some good information on a lot of websites and stuff, but the amount of like, say somebody posts something like, here's a perfect example, Kenny racing this weekend at Unadilla. Like if you were to just probably, I've never looked, but if you were to, I make a bet and you were to look at the comments under that, like I bet 75% of them are negative.
Yeah.
Right.
And whether people think Kenny's a superstar, a superhero, like the guy's got emotions and feelings too. And just the amount of negativity is so poisonous on those websites that it just turns me off completely.
Yeah. Yeah. And then with him, I read a lot of them when he said he was jumping down to a 252 for Ironman.
Yep. Oh, I can't imagine. I'm sure he's getting
Yeah.
So, and then those same people that rip them apart are coming to get a jersey at the next race.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
You know, it's
Yeah.
like, so yeah, it's a bit of a double-edged sword with the outlets and stuff, but I mean, it keeps our sport going, right? You have to have a storyline, and you have to have the hero and the villain to keep. Look at the 250 class right now. Everybody hates Hayden Deegan, but if he wasn't there, how boring would it be?
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing with Jason
So-
Anderson too.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So we have to have that to make our sport sustainable.
Yeah. Anderson's post of "fuck it, I'll play the villain." if
Yeah.
you want me to."
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's the most down to earth, real person in the pit.
Right. Yeah.
Huh.
So you know that there's some truth in there.
Yeah.
So when you get in with Chase Sexton for three Supercrosses, you guys actually end up winning the final Supercross of the season. So
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was your first 450 Supercross podium win. That had to been just kind of unreal.
It was unreal. The excitement kind of was taken away because they're crowning a champion like literally right next to you, and the person everybody wants to beat is Jet standing there like just won a championship. But so that does take a lot of the excitement away. But and on the same side, like our lights guy Vial won the championship that night, so it was a good all around night, and it was cool to win, but it's really cool to win the championship. That's the most greedy thing I've ever just said right there. Like you go for winning a race, but then you want more always. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, for sure.
For sure.
Totally.
Well, you guys.
So,
You guys are well on your way to this outdoor season with clicked off 7 moto wins in a row so far.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's nice to know that Chase has a newfound confidence with bike and with his endurance and everything. So he's in a really good head spot right now, and confidence is really high. But he's also keeps himself grounded so he doesn't get too overly. What's the word? A little too excited, and things happen so fast in the sport that it could end at any second.
Yeah, and especially for how ungodly fast these guys are going nowadays. It's unreal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you literally 15th place is going so fast still.
Mm-hmm.
They
Right.
they almost need like an average guy like one of us to go on the track just to be able to show how fast one of these guys are going. You guys have seen a pro ride, I'm sure, at Millville or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But like, it's hard to comprehend on TV how fast they're going.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, no, the TV never doesn't do it justice.
No, or the bumps or the ruts or anything. It's so weird that, and then in real life when you're right next to them, they're going so fast. I'm still surprised to say I cannot believe how fast they go.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah. What were your reactions at Hangtown Moto 2 when Sexton goes down and he goes all the way from 40th to first?
I was really pissed right away because the worst time to possibly crash is when all 40 guys are right around you. 'Cause
Yeah.
You're going to lose a lot of position.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I was initially really pissed, and then we got up to like 8th, and then I was like kind of happier, and then the lead group was quite a ways in front of us, and then we have computer screens that we see, and I can literally see his lap times like 2 to 3 seconds a lap faster, and you're just like doing the math in your head of how many laps left if he stays on this lap time, and everybody else is going to fade a little bit. So during the race, I really didn't think much about it. I just wanted to recover some points because I think we'd won the first moto, so I wanted to at least be on the podium that day.
Mm-hmm.
And then, when Aaron started, we caught up to Aaron, and then Aaron dropped anchor a little bit towards the end, and when he passed him right at like last corner, second to last corner, I was more excited that KTM went 1-2. Like, that was super exciting, but then, yeah, it's really exciting that you went 1-1 on the day. I really didn't think much about the 40th, the first thing.
Yeah.
I just, in the moment, I didn't, because I was just so happy about 1-2. But yeah, I mean, now looking back on it and seeing how fast he went through the pack, and honestly, that track prep that day at Hangtown was unreal. It had been prepped by a different person, and they had different lines on the track, and there was more than one line. It really set us up for that day to be successful in 40th place.
No, like we had talked about it after that weekend when we were just recapping and talking about the moto. That's going to be like one of those motos that you could go back 20 years from now and watch. That is just so
Absolutely.
Cool.
Yep. And I haven't watched that race back, but yeah, I agree. That's one that I would probably watch back.
Yeah, you put that up there with what race was it where Ricky Carmichael lapped the whole field?
Oh,
yeah.
2006 Millville.
Yeah.
Six, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, you put it up there with that.
That was unreal. I was there that day.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow, you were?
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I really had no clue what was going on at the time either, because everyone was so muddy. So, but yeah, that was crazy in Millville.
And then when we initially talked to you, Kyle, to schedule a podcast, was Southwick weekend for you guys. And
yep.
That was when Sexton Moto 2 went. He was 8 seconds behind with 10 minutes to go, and then just started clicking laps off, and then just caught and passed both Lawrence brothers. I mean, what are you telling him on the pit board? Like, just go faster? And he's just doing it, or?
You got to be careful. Like I said about psychologists with some of these guys, some of the words you say can like throw them off on the pit board or like anger them. Chase is really, really, really smart of a person for how young he is. So I just give him like his lap times, and he kind of just races himself and tries to do better the next lap. And then I give him a gap to the rider in front of him, and he can see who the riders are. You know, he's always looking out of the corner of his eyes. So if he sees a red bike in front of him, that's like he is going to try as hard as he's ever tried to pass those red bikes.
And then he's
just so strong at the end of the moto.
Yeah, it's been unreal. Like these last 7 motos,
it's crazy.
But like Sexton just kind of came out and said that he rarely looks at the pit board. Like, do you take offense to that at all? Like,
no, not at all. I'll stand there and write gibberish on that board. I don't care. Let's just win. You know, I'll draw smiley faces. I don't care at all. Half the time I miss him when he's coming around, and I'm too busy watching the race on the TV screen.
Yeah.
So,
but no offense to that at all.
But no, that's pretty good though that he doesn't. It's not too serious on the pit board, and you know nothing really is gonna.
No, he's not too serious of a person at all. You know, when he speaks to you, he's usually joking around, and he's serious when it comes to his bike setup. But besides that, he's a very genuine, lighthearted person.
That's awesome.
Are you the one that comes up with what you write on the pit board, or is like Carlos over the headset telling you what to like lap times, or is it just you?
No, that's all us. Like I was saying, that we have a computer screen down there that we see lap times, and then I have a stopwatch. I can see like a lapse time and stuff of the race and how much time is left. And when you work with a guy, you just start to learn what he wants. You know, he wants to know halfway, 10 minutes left, 5 laps left, like just little indicators throughout the moto of how much time is left. And you can tell we have spotters out on the track too, and they'll let you know, like if he's getting a little sloppy. And if he's getting sloppy, you know, you got to just remind him to squeeze, or just little things that you pick up and learn about the guy.
Yep.
So yeah, no, that mainly all comes from us, unless somebody sees something that they really sometimes there's really bad line choice that by the rider, and a crew chief or a team manager will want us to tell them to pick a different line, but like there's like 30 turns on the track with 7 ruts in it. How do you tell the guy turn around the big tree, 3rd rut from the inside? Like, he doesn't even read his pit board anyways. How's he going to read the story I just put on there?
Yeah.
So we get that a lot, but you kind of just got to pick apart the information you want to tell them, because sometimes less is more on that pit board.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can only read so much when you're going by.
Yeah. Exactly. And Chase don't even read it. So I'll probably write phony lap times on there and you won't even know.
Just always write his lap time a little slower than what it actually is. Just
exactly.
Make him push a little harder every time.
That'll make him mad.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't listen to me.
Yeah. And then like going 1-1 at Redbud, which is kind of Chase's home track. When you're putting the bike up on the podium and there was that sea of fans, like what's that feeling like as a mechanic?
Biggest feeling is don't fall and don't stop the bike.
You're cutting out again. We heard don't fall, and that's it.
Yeah, don't fall on the podium. That's the biggest feeling that I have.
I believe that.
But Redbud was. I've never seen a podium so crazy before. I've been to the nations in France and a lot of big races where there's big podiums, and the fans in Redbud were so crazy. I couldn't even hear if my bike was running or not.
Holy crap!
They're just chanting, and the Aaron Plessinger, obviously he's like pure American, so they love him up there.
Yeah.
So I just thinking like don't crash when they go on the podium, and then they all start. They want you to blow your bike up or start revving it, but I need the engine for the next weekend, so I got to save it.
Yeah.
Then they get bummed at you.
Oh, geez.
But no, the Redbud fans are crazy. Craziest race all year.
Huh.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's been pretty cool to watch you guys click off 7 in a row. It has been pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's been fun to be on that side because I'm on the other side all the time. So to be on the winning side is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine how just awesome that feels. That's pretty damn cool.
It's a bit weird too, because then you start to be so comfortable getting first. Like even if you get second to moto, you're not happy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But you still just got second place. Like
it's
relax.
a big deal. Yeah, it's still,
exactly.
still wild when you're on the national racetrack with the best racers in the country.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I agree.
How is it with the team? With Jade Dungy seems like a really cool guy, and then especially with AP underneath the tent, like it's got to be a pretty fun work environment.
Yeah, lately it has been a very fun work environment when everybody's doing well and they're happy with their bikes. It's really, really good. Jade is a character, and AP is a character. So Fridays at the track are pretty fun. Chase has his motorhome and Aaron has his motorhome, so they are all there on Fridays. And Fridays are really fun. Saturdays have been really fun lately too with the group of guys. And the day goes by so fast because it is so enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
That it's because of people like them. Our whole team honestly is really good people to be around all the time, and nobody ever has any bad attitudes or anything. So that's really refreshing.
That is super cool. I mean, like, do you ever get like you've been around it so much, and you're at the top of the motocross world with one of the fastest guys on a dirt bike right now. Like, do you still have to pinch yourself of like kind of where you're at all, or? For sure I do. And you got to remind yourself of where you started and where you're at now. That sounds super cliche, but you really do have to remind yourself of like, small town North Dakota, and now this is what you're doing, and this is the normal thing now, but it's not really that normal. No.
my wife ever since I've been in the sport, so she thinks this is normal too. Like when they want to come to a race, like my job is somebody else's entertainment, so it's weird to separate that. But yeah, it seems normal to my family, but it's definitely not normal.
No, it is. It is as a fan watching in. It is about as cool as it gets. I would say.
Yeah, no, it's pretty cool. 13 years of the sport, like I said, I still don't hate going to work at all any morning.
That is cool. So like then how much longer do you see yourself being a mechanic then?
Well, I really enjoyed that test position, but when you get the opportunity to be paired up with somebody like Chase or somebody that's winning a lot, like you really can't step away from it.
Yep.
So I don't know. I think as long as I'm with Chase or with this sounds like super snobby to say, but with someone winning, I don't really see an end in the future for it. But once that stops, I really have no desire to travel anymore.
Yeah, I can't imagine, especially having to go across the country every other week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This next group of flights we have is, we go to New York on Thursday, come home Monday, then we go to Maryland on Thursday again. So all the way back across the country, like 6-hour flights.
Mm-hmm.
Just a couple of days home, and we're on week like 28, or no, we're on week 26 right now of our season with 31 races.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's a lot.
It's had to have been nice having this 2-week break here.
Oh, it was unreal.
So
it
was like your weeks off. Are you still riding, or what are you doing?
No, I don't do anything.
Nice.
I play with my daughter and hang out with my wife, and yeah, I do nothing. Sit in my backyard.
Yeah,
I respect that. That's cool. Nice, just chill mode. I like it.
Yep. Try not to be on my phone very much, and yeah, just relax.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Do you get to ride much? Like, do you have time to ride?
I ride when the season's over and it's the more. I ride quite a bit of dual sport.
Yeah.
We really
I don't go to the.
No, never mind. Never mind. We're good.
I really don't go to the track much because everybody's so fast here. It's not even fun. Like you think you're going pretty fast, and then some random kid on an 85 blows past you.
Yeah. That's what we've heard is that like the C class out in California is the A class in Minnesota.
Yeah, it's on everybody here is unreal fast.
Oh, geez, I can't imagine.
So yeah, a lot of dual sport riding. We have just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of miles of trail out here, of dual sport. I pack a backpack and put some beers in your Camelback, and there's zero pressure.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah,
wish we had something like that here, but
yeah, how it is around home. Here we have no trails at all.
Yeah,
no, and it's flat.
Yeah,
yeah.
You can stand on and go from and watch your dog run away.
Yeah.
Did you hear what he said? Yeah,
but
no, that is pretty cool.
It's and if you're into like outdoor stuff, like I can go surfing, snowboarding same day.
Oh.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah.
Oh, we lost you there again, Kyle.
Cutting out just a little bit.
Satellites.
We heard that loud and clear.
Yeah, no, I can 30 minutes away and go snowboard an hour away.
Yeah,
that's
cool.
Crazy.
I haven't done either of them sports.
So like the California mentality to your North Dakota mentality is kind of totally different people, I suppose. So, yeah.
If you got a driver's seat, you'll probably
Yeah,
for dinner.
We lost it there again.
Can you hear me?
No.
Little bit.
You there?
Yeah, there we go. Now we got you.
Yeah. You don't get arrested. You're having a driver's seat of your truck, but there was some goes for dinner. So.
Well, on your 2-week break here, Kyle, we really appreciate you taking the time to talk to us.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you guys having me on, and it's been a while coming. I'm stoked that you guys are doing this up in the Midwest because I feel like there's not much going on up there for a podcast like this.
No, and so yeah, we're mainly snowmobile guys, but like we ride dirt bike every weekend, so we're big dirt bike fans and everything too. So
yeah, no, I love it.
So, but no, that is pretty cool to be in that position from North Dakota.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no, I'm stoked.
How could we get Chase Sexton to come up to Minnesota and ride at Brooks?
Oh my gosh.
Oh gosh. Oh man, I don't know. I'll have a lot of money. Yeah. Can you imagine what somebody like that would do that? They would do stuff that we've never seen before.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
And we never even thought of it before.
Yeah. That's what I'd love to see. Love to see a top pro like that on a track that we ride every weekend to just be like, how?
Yeah. Like,
do you guys remember when Landon Courier went up there and raced? Do you guys remember that?
No. Nope.
He went up and raced in '85. He was coming from Washington, where he's from. He was driving to Loretta's.
Oh, is that who that was?
And they had like a bunch of 85s, and he like smoked the 250 B class on an 85.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
He just crushed everybody on that bike.
I actually remember that. Yep. He was on Yamaha from Washington.
Yep. They had like their show hauler. It had a lift kit in the back, and they had like 5 Yamahas on the back head.
Yeah. Oh my God. I've wondered. I asked Johnny and Brandon Green that just like earlier this spring. I said there was a kid on an 85 that just he was clearing the finish line jump on that 85.
Oh yeah.
And just it was like you could make a tutorial on that's how you're supposed to ride at 85.
Yeah, and I just never thought a bike would go that fast. It just came and made us all look stupid.
Oh man. Oh, that is so cool that story got brought up this many years later.
Yeah, no. Well, and like I've become friends now with the Courier family, and I've brought that story to them so many times, and they remember it, everything about it. Brooks and the big tabletop in the back, and
because I remember that day that the pits were empty when that kid was on the track.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, yep. Everybody was watching.
Yep.
That's great.
Yep.
That is cool. Yep. That is so cool. But, okay, Kyle, we'll let you go. We really appreciate the time tonight, and good luck to you and Sexton to finish out this outdoor season and then into super motocross.
Awesome. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
So maybe a super motocross winning championship. Maybe we'll give you a call back.
Oof, that would be nice.
Yeah, no, we're hoping the best for you guys. We watch every weekend, obviously. So hopefully you see.
Yeah, not good.
Yeah, so hopefully you see some more good races out of you guys.
Yeah, we just got 6 motos. We need to make it happen now, and we'll worry about SMX.
Yeah. No, heck yeah.
So.
All right. Thanks.
Cool. All right, guys. Well, have a good night.
Yep. Thank you, Kyle. We'll talk to you later. So.
Yep. Sounds good.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Oh man, I can't believe that finally figured out who was on the 85.
Yeah. But Kyle Defoe, he's got the life.
Yeah. What a unreal to go from Pembina, North Dakota, all the way to factory KTM.
Yeah. Like it's usually like the same, what is it? Like 15, 20 families that go to Brooks every weekend, and a factory KTM mechanic was one of them guys at one point.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. And I like, just how he started off, just DMing people.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you need a mechanic?
Yeah.
And just it starts from there and just word of mouth. And yeah, that's just a super cool way to do it.
That is cool. No, I can't believe. Yeah, it wasn't on my bingo card to have a factory KTM guy on.
Yeah.
He was a super nice guy too.
Yeah.
Super talkative.
Yeah.
Super nice, super good at talking. I just wish we could figure out a better way with satellites and cell phones.
We need one of them cell phones with a long antenna.
I mean, for 90% of it was good.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
just he'd have really good service there for like a minute, and then it would just fall off.
Yeah.
And like it's no one's fault. It's like it's not his fault, even when he was standing still.
Yeah.
And like it would just happen. Like
Yeah.
I want to apologize.
Yeah.
Like it's nobody's fault, but
No.
still like sorry that it would cut out sometimes.
Yeah.
But still really awesome. Really really went good.
Yeah,
That was a good conversation.
Very
that guy's cool.
intriguing
Yeah.
the whole time.
Like,
I couldn't even imagine. It's freaking what a career.
and he knew about all the northern Minnesota like tracks. And
Yeah,
everything.
and everybody that races
Yeah.
here,
It's so cool.
Still to this day, it's like that's crazy.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
So we're putting a name on ourselves at the pro level.
Totally. Yeah.
No, that was sweet.
no,
Freaking
like,
awesome.
yeah, it was over an hour conversation with
Yep.
him.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
that was really good.
So this episode will be out on Tuesday.
Yep.
It's a busy month. August is a very busy month for all of us. Brody's got his freaking marathon coming up fast.
Oh yeah, October.
Yeah, it's coming up fast. So like, that's another thing that we got to look forward to is that, and then not let alone all the snowmobile stuff. So
Yeah. So shorter show today. Next week we'll be talking about our weekend at the Vintage Snowmobile Nationals. My hair scramble experience, and then me and Kyle racing at the Bagley Fair.
hell yeah.
That was so funny that we brought up the Bagley Fair too.
Yeah.
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 I like how he just said they're death traps. Yeah. So yep, nope. Watched a lot of crashes throughout the years.
true.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So that'll be next weekend, and then
This weekend coming up, Saturday. So this will be out on Tuesday.
Yep.
Saturday we have the Foston swap meet, and it's we're gonna bring a trailer load full, like just some stuff laying around to support the local snowmobile clubs, and so if you are in the market to buy anything, or if you have something you want to bring to sell, Foston swap meet is this weekend. It's really easy to get to, right off of Highway 2, just east of Foston. So we're going to be there. We'll probably have our 440 on display, is what we're thinking about bringing.
for sale.
Nope.
Oh,
No, we'll just bring it to show it off a little bit. But we'll have some stuff for sale.
Sure.
So I don't know if, what we'll have, but
Sure.
we're just going to pile up some stuff. And then, so that's what we'll be doing this coming weekend.
August 10th.
Yeah, August 10th, Foston, Minnesota. So
Cool. Well, okay. Well, we'll end it at that. And like I said, we'll be here to wrap up. We've been so busy, it's hard to fit it all into one show. So that will be next week's show, is to fit all that into one show.
Yeah.
So, but no, the podcast has been really cool so far.
Yeah. Thanks again for everybody that's listened. Like, I know this last couple of weeks we've had 2 really good episodes right in a row that have done well.
Now 3.
Yeah, now 3. So
Exactly.
we appreciate everybody that's supporting this. I mean, our sponsors, let alone like,
Do we have sponsors?
that we have sponsors.
The crazy
is crazy.
fact that we have
Yeah.
sponsors.
Yep. So thank you guys for letting us do this and enjoying the conversations that we have.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's pretty damn cool.
yeah. And you've had how many Hall of Famers in your garage?
Too many now.
And then, not
Future
in your
Hall of
garage,
Famer,
not
but
in
yeah.
your garage, but a factory KTM mechanic talked to us.
Yeah.
Which is surreal because you go to these races and like if you do get a pit pass, you go up to the trailers and it's just packed with people around just looking at the bikes or looking at the racers, and it's like that's one of them guys.
Yeah. Every time since we've started talking to him around Southwick, every time I've seen him on TV, like when they're standing there behind the gate or something, like when he's standing next to Sexton, I was like to Mandy, I was like, See, that's the guy we're going to interview. That's on
him.
TV.
Yeah. No, like when he's working on the bike after who the hell crashed it super hard and
McAdoo.
Yeah, I'd like to go back and watch that now and be like, that's the guy we talked to working on the bike. Yeah, I'll have to watch that.
Yeah.
I'll have to look that up.
Yeah, Cameron McAdoo is the kid whose private area fell out this year.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, that's right. Yeah, yep. I should have brought that up with Kyle.
I've seen that guy's nuts. Nice.
But so yeah, episode 42 in the books. Thanks to Dorn Handstraw for their support, and then also thanks to Jesse Holstrom with North Star Floor Service.
The kid.
Yep, the kid.
And and thanks again for Kyle.
Yeah,
Call
thanks
in.
again, Kyle Defoe.
Yeah, freaking awesome.
All right, we will see you guys. Episode 42 in the books. We'll see you next week.
Awesome.
Thumbs up, Brody. For
Sure.
the thumbnail.
Yeah, I'll thumbnail it. Were you looking at the camera too? Sure. Okay, there you go.
Right.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.
See ya.